So it begins.
It does. It begins. And it ends. It's season 2, the ending.
It's true.
Season 2.
It's true. The triumphant end after a very high one last week where...
That being said, it's not the worst Star Trek finale episode. TOS wasn't great.
That's better than this, though.
I guess.
There's actually a story.
There's a story here.
Yes, this was less sexist than that one, for sure.
Yeah.
That's not really a high bar.
No.
Great, Stuart. For once, the audio settings are the same as yesterday and haven't been messed up at all. So, it's good.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, actually.
Thrib says Discovery's finales are terrible.
At least they're stories, though.
They're still better than this.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Stuart, now, what are we doing special today?
Today's the clip show review of a clip show. So we're going to take clips from our old reviews of the clips that they show from the clip shows and do it that way.
And?
Oh, yeah, I don't have a drink. I got to go grab one. Forgot about that.
And I can explain why you're out getting your drink. So we're doing, just like in season 1, we did hashtag Code of Honor for Code of Honor. In which, you know, the episode, it was so bad in terms of what people thought that we said, hey, we've got to make it a mini drinking episode. So any super chat with the hashtag Shades of Grey will equal a drink. And so if you want to get us tipsier right in, that is up to you. Any super chat amount, I believe, up to like beyond $2 or whatever, but just hashtags Code of Honor, and you'll help us to get over and get through this thing. A low point of season 2. With your alcoholic assistance, we can all survive. Yeah. I've got a fancier Koppenberg. Koppenberg's a English cider manufacturer called Trekyards, I guess. I believe I changed it so it's now the right... Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I flipped it. So now all the text is the right around. So you can now see it. Strawberry and lime. Good flavour pad.
Hi.
Hello.
We've got Smirnoff Ice Peach Bellini.
Ooh.
It's really good. Yeah. So, yeah. You did the hashtag Code of Honor thing. This is hashtag Shades of Grey. All right. Well, hold on here. Why? I might have an issue here. Hold on. Super chats aren't showing up in the super chat window.
That is an issue.
Oh, now it's fixed. Never mind. Refreshing is great. I already have a few because we have Olivia Julius $2 showing up in the super chat out of pity. Thank you. Jarzia $2 hashtag Shades of Grey Goose. Haha.
Yeah, close enough.
And Olivia Julius $2 hashtag Shades of Grey hashtag Picard Fertilizer.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Okay, so that's two helping us. Yeah, okay, it's nice. Actually, more... I'm used to Koppenberg one. This is definitely more... It tastes real strawberry in this one.
Oh, that peach tastes good.
Yeah. Actually pretty nice. Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, we're going to sit through this together, guys. It'll be a fun, relaxing one because it'll be kind of silly and whatever. But
yeah, this is basically like half a hangout as well. In a sense, because how much can we talk about a clip show? You know, it's like there's one episode of Buffy which is literally like a 92% clip show, and it's like if you were to review it, you're reviewing it, you know.
I got a few notes, like not a lot.
I actually got a page and a half. I'll be honest.
Yeah, okay. Let's see.
Yeah.
Wait a bit. It's actually. Well, I went into this thinking this wasn't. The main story wasn't super bad, and it's kind of nice to see Pulaski doing her thing, honestly. So, I mean, yeah. Olivia Julius, $2. Might as well get you tipsy first. Thanks, Olivia.
Now, this is one of those ones where expectations are important. I think we did the season 2 pre-stream where we did what do we remember about them. I actually forgot we did that until I went back and for this. So we have to do a season 3 pre-stream and go through all the episodes and see what we remember. And I think we said, yeah, we have to describe the episode and see what we remember and see if we get it right. That was a lot of fun. Last time I remember, there was a drinking one as well, I believe.
Yes.
And people were hating on this one, and so for obviously, including Picard in between, for 3-4 months we've been building up. This is a really terrible episode, and so you go in with incredibly low expectations, right?
Yeah.
Which is not how you went in the first time you watched it. Any of us, where you just expect a Star Trek episode, and therefore I think we all had our memories created based on our expectations of a real episode. But if you know it's going to be shit, I think the bar is in a very different place, knowing what it is. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yes. And there's a lot of reasons this was a clip show. 3 main ones. First of all, there was a writer's strike at the time. Second of all, they'd run out of money.
Yeah.
But we just had 2 really good episodes, so it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, they spent a lot last week, and it paid off.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah. And then the last reason is because a lot of people missed a lot of season 1. Now that season 2 was better, a lot more people were tuning in and staying engaged. So for the last episode of season 2, they thought, let's kind of show some of the highlights from season 1 in case you missed them. There are episodes to go back to. So three main reasons why there's a clip show here. And and as far as clip shows go, I've seen clip shows for other series, and this one's got an interesting premise. It's kind of handled more interestingly than a lot of clip shows are. So as far as clip shows go, this one isn't that bad. It seems weird after just 2 seasons that they're already doing a clip show. But as I said, a lot of reasons for that. Jill is here in disguise as worst episode ever, and says, "I greet you, fellow Trekkies." Mm-hmm. She's of course referring to the emissary, where Kayla comes out of the little Class 8 probe and says, "I greet you." It's kind of a weird greeting, but anyway.
Yeah. Well, let me stop sharing. Let me get that out of the way. You told our wonderful audience, because they are wonderful, and we want to be wonderfully tipsy. So support us in that too.
Absolutely. So yeah, guys, Super Chat's a great way to get us having a few drinks here, because hashtag Code of Honor now upgraded to hashtag Shades of Grey. And also a great way to get your comment read, your question answered, all that kind of jazz. If you know anything fun about this episode, please let us know via Super Chat, and we would love to read it out loud so that everyone can hear. Now, you can help us other ways. You can join the channel, rank a commander, captain, or admiral, and that's a monthly way to support us, which is fantastic. It shows us that you guys care about the content and you are a regular supporter, and so you get your comments read in the regular chat as well, and a few other bonuses. You get emojis and stuff. Plus you can also check out the description down below. We got links for Eagle Moss, we got links for the Teespring store. You get some Trekyards merchandise. Will this be the worst episode of Trekyards ever? Probably not. Sub Rosa, says Martin Devon. It is not the worst episode. Sub Rosa is bad, but Sub Rosa is not the worst, I don't think. It's definitely in the running for worst, but I don't think it's just. I don't think it's as bad as this. There's a little more originality there than here. So, Olivia Julius, $2. Hashtag Shades of Grey again. Oh my God, Olivia. Thribs says Scotland is mentioned in Sub Rosa, so I can't hate it. Sub Rosa has 1 or 2 interesting things about it, which kind of elevated a little bit beyond the absolute worst. But for TNG, it's definitely there. It's like top 5 worst episodes for sure. That being said, a lot of people say Masks is a bad episode. I really enjoy Masks, honestly. I think it's a pretty fun episode. A lot of people don't think it's a good TNG episode. I tend to disagree. I know Jill in the chat there, she said earlier that she doesn't hate it, and make a lot of static for that, but I'm going to step up and stand right with Jill and say, you know what, guys, if you hate Masks, well, Captain Foley doesn't hate it as much as you do. Bryce Hardy puts in $2. Hashtag Shades of Grey. Oh, dear good God. Mark Lawrence says he likes masks too. See? There's a lot of good stuff in masks. Thrib says, I despise Darmok and the bloody flute one. I don't despise either of those. I think Darmok and Jalad's a pretty good one. And the flute one, which is Inner Light, it's the City on the Edge of Forever version of TNG. It could be any show, any sci-fi. It doesn't have to be Star Trek to shine. So it's a good side piece of sci-fi. As for Star Trek, I find it kind of not bad, but mediocre. Jarzia, $2. Genesis is my guilty pleasure TNG episode. Genesis TNG. I'm trying to think what that one is. I'll have to look that one up. Genesis? Yes, Genesis. How can you be deaf with ears like that? Genesis aloud is not. It's planet forbidden. Oh, huh. Where they turn into primitive creatures. Yeah, it's not that bad either. I mean, it's got some scientific issues, but whatever. And it's fine. People like different things, and it's fine. It's fine to have disagreements and not like the same things, and so.
Okay, it was being annoying, but I fixed it.
Oh,
I got us there. It
worked for me earlier. It was fine today when I shared it. So.
Any super chats to drink for?
Yeah, there's been like 3.
Good.
Olivia Julius, hashtag Shades of Grey. Bryce Hardy, $2, Shades of Grey. And Jersey at $2. Genesis is my guilty pleasure TNG episode. Olivia Julius, another $2. Disaster is still my favorite, hashtag Shades of Grey.
Good. Cool. Okay, so Stuart.
Yes.
Hi. 75 people watching. Click like. What did you think then in rewatching? Oh, actually, no. Let's go back, as I often ask you. What was your any first reactions of this? Or is this one you have? I know you don't often avoid many, but is this one you avoid in rewatches? Is this how is the memories actually I'm talking about specifically of this before the rewatch of Trekyards? That does tend to change opinions.
I don't avoid it, and I actually thought it was better than a lot of people said over the years. Because I mean, the Riker Geordi thing and Data, it's interesting enough. It could have been a whole episode that they had to find another way to save him, I guess. But this would be like the A plot, and then you have a B plot going on in the background to kind of break it up. This one, the B plot, is all just his memories and stuff. So yeah, it's. I wouldn't say it was different this time around. It's not as bad as a lot of people say it is, in my opinion. It's still like the lowest rung of TNG, but it's not as much hate for it as a lot of people have. So
there's a difference between being bad and just not achieving anything. You know, like quite a lot of Discovery is just bad writing. Like they should have known better. The first half isn't bad. It's just not great. There is a difference, you know. Although having rewatched it now, after they start the clips, all of the acting from Pulaski and Troy gets worse and worse. Like the acting quality just dive bombs, and you're just like, this is embarrassing. Some of Troy's acting.
You can tell this was filmed in an afternoon.
Yeah. Like, whereas
everybody else went home because it was summer break, and they just had these 2 people and one cameraman and a lighting guy.
Because I think kind of a little bit like Threshold. This is very much the TNG Threshold in that the setup is actually kind of promising, and it devolves. Threshold because it went weird and the ending's silly, but the setup's brilliant, great concept. In this one, setup's actually pretty interesting, and when it devolves, it completely devolves into nothing, and then and I'll be honest, in rewatching this today, I watched it uniquely. I skipped the clips. Flat out didn't watch them. So I watched the scenes, clip, fast forward, So I completely skipped the clips. I have a very different vibe because I just watched the episode, not the effing clips. So for me, it was a much
build up and then a very quick tumble down to the finish.
Yes, very much so. Very, very quick. And it does actually highlight some other little things. But it is interesting, though, because if you take out the worst bits, you don't have this as bad a feel, because you're taking out just mindless watching clips that obviously we know especially very well. They're not fun to watch. I'm sorry. Clip shows can sometimes be fun and watch them in different ways, but it's not fun to watch these clips. They don't add anything. One thing I did think very early on, though, if this had been mid-season, right, same exact setup, but when they start going into the memories, and I want to pitch this to you, this has been a full budget episode, every clip we see is from Riker's genuine past. Him at the academy, him on his first ship, him on the Pegasus. So it's a full clip show, but all with new clips, and so we get to see him in his life, and so we get to learn about the character a ton. It's still a clip show, but a brand new clip show. How cool would that have been? The same setup.
Would have been cooler. Would have been better. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Or have these clips, but all refilmed from Riker's perspective.
Oh,
so you never see Riker in any of them. You see a different view of the episode that you never saw in the original episode. So it's kind of like bonus stuff for the episode. You never see himself. Never sees himself in the flashbacks. That'd be great.
Or in a similar vein, but you add that would be even harder. Because to go to if they could rebuild some locations and film new parts of the scenes, like maybe the infection is adding a weird side effect, so he's seeing them all weird, or if they use alternate take, so every single clip, every single scene was differently edited. It's like the Battlestar Galactica movie, The Plan. They show a lot of the scenes from the TV series, but they use alternate takes and alternate angles. So while you've seen the scenes, they feel different because they are different, and it's really rather interesting and very clever. But if they'd actually seen, like, imagine, Riker in Wrath of Khan, last year of the Academy, and you see him, like, with Tapestry, and you see him in, I guess, still at uniform, I guess, for his first ship, and he's walking through a corridor of, say, the Enterprise A from the movies, as in those sets. Can you imagine how cool that would have been? You meet his first girlfriend, you see him, he shaves, because I guess you have to. They'd all be flashbacks, so we would shave the entire thing. And you see him with Troy. You get him and Troy flashbacks back to being a beta. You get Majel back. You see their first meeting, and that's one of his worst memories is meeting with Majel. Like, they could really have made this a really interesting concept if they had any of the money they could have had. I mean,
I totally agree. I think that'd be great.
Yeah.
Ozzy Madero's $5. Skeleton hands. That's worth a drink for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
But Olivia asked how much to get us to chug the entire drink.
100. I don't like chugging, so 100. So don't do that.
Mine's carbonated, and it wouldn't be great, but I would drink it, and then I would go get another one. Yeah,
I'd rather not, but I mean, hey. Save that for the weekend when you're actually going to be forcing us to do shots and stuff. So this is a chill one.
Yeah. Well, do you want to start it?
Well, kind of, yeah. My general review, though, going back for a second, is that, I was actually pleasantly surprised at the start, and then it devolves. And I was kind of pleased in retrospect that this is Pulaski's last appearance, and she gets most of the time. If you think about who's actually the primary, it's a her and Troy episode for the second half, Riker and her for the first half. So she's the primary in this episode. It's her last episode. So good for her. It's a medical episode. Cool. She wasn't just on the bridge saying, "Yes, Captain." And for that she got paid, it was actually an episode of her.
Yeah, but unfortunately it's this one. Nobody remembers this episode as far as... or wants to.
Yeah.
All they remember with this episode, I find a lot of people, is just the clip aspect of it. Yep. They don't remember the medical solving of the problem and...
so let's not go that far. Medical solving the problem. Let's not give it that much credit, please. Let's not. Okay, but so we start off in space, and I will give him credit. I like this planet. First thing I thought was, that's a nice planet model. Actually, was nice. Because we were both ready to not like this. I was like, that's actually good looking planet.
Yeah. My first note's funny because autocorrect fixed it, and it's funny. But we'll get to that in a second. So yeah, Riker is sitting there in a swampy environment. LaForge comes out and says, "What's wrong? Something jumped out and stabbed me." So, okay, fine. So he messaged up to the ship, medical emergency. Let's get out of here. And O'Brien can't beam them back because they can't. There's unidentified microbes. My note was supposed to say unidentified microbes in Riker's body, but autocorrect changed it to unidentified microbe in Rocker's body. He's a rocker. Anyway, and they can't screen it out for some reason. So they contact Pulaski, and Pulaski's looking at the results on the transporter thing, going, "That's very interesting. I will beam down." And we know that she hates beaming down. She hates the transporter. She's like McCoy in that regard. And O'Brien's a bit of a prick because he's Irish. Because I'm Irish too. So
I think he's just having fun.
For sure. For sure. It's just that asshole kind of thing that I would do.
I think he was fine.
Slimy mud hole. My home this is, says That's good.
Edge of the Confederacy.
Olivia Julius, $2. 50 hashtag 50 Shades of Grey. Why did Pulaski leave the show? She was only there temporarily. They kept putting special guest in front of her in the credits of every episode.
She just wasn't brought back. She wasn't let go. She wasn't brought back. Yeah. And like you said, she was never counted as a regular guest star, a regular. So just temp and see what happens, I guess.
Yes. I need a drink. Anyway, so she beams down and scans him pretty quickly. Again, nothing really amazing going on. And right away, she's like, "It's fine. I clear it. Medical clearance. Get us out of here." Kind of thought that was a little rushed. The medical beaming up on my authority kind of thing. Why is this not focusing?
Doesn't like you.
Oh, there we go.
There you
go. So yeah, medical override is authorized, and they beam up.
You know, again, give them credit. This planet set looks pretty good.
It does. It does. And there's running water. I mean, they're standing in it. You see it past their feet.
I don't know if it's actually running, because if it's a sound stage, I think the sound effect is running. I think there might be like a little air thing. I don't know if it's actually running.
Well, maybe, but it looks like it's running, so still.
Yeah, they did a good job, because that'd be quite a weird thing to do. If they've got no money, you know what I mean?
And I'd be thinking, God damn it, I'm getting my feet wet for this shit.
Yeah. But it does add a unique texture to it. Like, if I didn't know this wasn't a set, I would generally think they went outside just down the back lot because there's water. Like, it's such an unusual thing to add in a set. Yeah. You know? But actually kind of works. I was also kind of impressed that, obviously, it's a clip show, but we get to the point straight away. It's literally start and we're going. There's no preamble. We're just in it. So I kind of liked that, actually. Although I think whoever came up with the idea of this episode, I think it's kind of meta episode, because often, my dad is a big proponent of this. He says in any sci-fi, when they go to alien planets with all these, parasites and things and diseases that have lived on a planet that we have no immunity to at all, and yet they go without any sort of apparatus filtering system. That why aren't you being infected every goddamn time? It's absurd. So I think it should happen every other week. It happens here. I think that's the meta commentary of it would happen all the time. Now we're just seeing one of the occasions, because they've always been down here a few minutes. He gets infected because he's not paying attention. Boom! It is that easy. We just don't see those episodes.
It's like I gotta jump in there, because Star Trek's good for the transporter, the biofilters. They filter anything like that out. But this one, since later they say it actually fuses to the nerve and are intertwining on the molecular level,
which is a nice line.
Transporter couldn't get, and not everything would do that on each planet.
No.
Like, sure, you might beam down to a planet, be there for a day, get the coronavirus, but when you beam back up, it just gets filtered out of your system. You wouldn't even know it was there necessarily.
that works for a lot of things, but the point is it only works for known things and things it can deal with. They're going to the unknown.
Well, no, it accounts for things that aren't in the transporter trace when they beam down. So anything new for an alien, anything that wasn't in the body when they went down will be beamed out.
I mean, there's lots of instances where it doesn't work.
Yes.
You know, so yes, it's obviously very effective, but it's not as foolproof. And still, you would think that you wouldn't want to get infected just for pure, because you don't know. You know, even in TOS they did have suits sometimes. So this, I think, just shows that this is a situation that you assume would happen all the time. We're seeing it. But all procedural stuff is great. The pattern buffers, the medical override, that's all actually really, like, it's really cheap, really easy to say. But it's like, that's texture to the world, isn't it? Although, why does Pulaski go down? No nurse, no secondary. Like, she's the most important medical officer.
Because everybody left home for summer break. It's the end of the filming cycle, remember? There's nobody there.
Well, there's a few medics at the end, but you know what I mean? It feels a bit weird that she would go. And it takes her seconds to beam them up, not knowing if it was airborne or transmittable. So it plays very, they're stupid, but also quick, we'll get him back, let's help him.
Yeah. But anyway, they get him into sickbay, and she starts scanning him, and he's like, "Oh my." Well, she starts scanning him. Then we get the opening titles, as you call them, and then we're back. We've got a captain's log saying they're around planet Serata 4. I mean, that's important, I guess. And Picard walks in. But just before the titles, he does say, "Oh, my leg just went dead." Mm-hmm. So it's like,
oh yeah, abrupt.
Yeah, which just come out of nowhere, pretty much. So he's laying on the bio bed when Picard comes in, and Pulaski shows him the readings, and this is where we get the medical dialogue. It's infected the great sciatic nerve. The organisms infuse themselves to the nerve and are intertwining at the molecular level. That's why the biofilters couldn't screen it out. Mm-hmm. Perfect. And it's spreading. If it gets to his brain, he could die. So
yeah, it's like they said, right, we have to pad as much time as possible, so let's give this as much explanation as possible. And you're like, yes, good. I love the explanations. This is all the best stuff, weirdly. And I got to give him credit. This is a cool prop.
Yep.
It's actually one of the better medical props I've seen from a Trek, I'll be honest.
They don't keep reusing it every episode to show it off. It's like, that's one thing I like Star Trek in general. They create really cool props that you might see once or twice.
Yeah,
and they don't like flashes into the screen like all the time, like a lot of fan films and stuff do. Like, we made this prop. We're going to use it in every scene.
Yeah.
Like, just stop. And then you get Picard that just goes and buys something up from Home Hardware and just throws it to the actor. Use this. Oh, okay. It's just, they don't even bother making new stuff, and they get their Android stuff from.
But Stuart, the most expensive Trek show ever made.
I know.
Yeah, they just bought. I think what didn't they say that Rafi's lamp at one point in her quarters from IKEA, like it's just literally just off the shelf,
Yep.
like.
Yep.
Yeah, great.
That being said, there's a lot of that kind of stuff in TNG as well, but it's a wall or a ceiling lamp that they put on the wall, so it looks different.
We also add casings and paint and put effort into it.
Yeah, exactly. Jeff Jacobs puts in $5.
Thank you.
Transporter calculates quantum state of each molecule, but it can't tell if something has been added or changed. ? Seems unlikely. Filters should work. Yeah, well, it's a plot device, right?
Well, it's just, I'm saying the universe is so big.
Yeah.
That there's going to be millions of billions, trillions of things it can't do because they're so different. So yes, but also you just sure. I mean, why would suits work? But I mean, you could create suits with a vacuum or something, or a shield. I mean, at least 2 layers of protection. But then we get a scene with Geordi and Data, which I like. I love the logic here. I love the discussion. Data's good and such. Although I find it funny when they beam down. Oh, sorry, jump.
Oh no, it's okay. The reason they're beaming down is because she needs a sample of the original.
Yes.
Whatever, which makes perfect sense.
Well, they don't know what did what to him, so it's weird that they would be able to find whatever it is. Like, this bit's very, very easy, but they actually could have spent more of the episode trying to find it. Would have been better padding. Brent's already makeup, give an extra hour of filming. But anyway, so they beam down, and I kind of laughed to myself because as soon as they beam down, because Geordie says, "Well, I tell you where he was. Only I know." And then about 4 seconds after he beams down, he was over there. So I thought Data would say, "Right, you can beam up now." What?
Well,
beam up, because that's it. That was his point for being there. They beam like.
One thing I was thinking the whole time. One time I was thinking the whole time is. I love how they have the conversation. Well, you shouldn't go down, Geordie, because I'm an android. Won't affect me. One bit likes androids more than that's could be a possibility, but very unlikely. But I'm the only one that knows where it is. I'm like, okay, even today, you can drop a GPS pin, and mark something using your phone, and you can find it again accurately. Tell me tricorders can't do that, or even just the beam down coordinates, the beam up coordinates where they were standing. That's where it was. Geordie didn't need to go down. Anyway, not a big deal.
But it's always good to see them both together, so they work as a pair. Yeah. But I think it would have been really fun if, like I say, he beamed down. Brian, please beam up. Data, wait.
Yeah.
Like, that would have been a nice little play on thing. But again, set looks great. Well done them. It's the exact same spot, obviously. But I've said to you before, but they often do a calculation on how many minutes of screen time we're going to get on a set, and that determines how much money we can spend. Mm-hmm. So the more minutes the episode, the more worth it is. And they find... no, they don't find it yet. Well, they do, but we don't know they do yet.
Well, the tricorder readings say no lifetimes within 50 kilometers.
Which is a good line.
That lots of fossilized animal remains.
Good little mystery for a few seconds.
Yeah, and then they find the branch...
Which Data recognizes straight away as being a dead version of something. Is that what happened? I'm not quite sure, because they just kind of bear down it.
Looks like it's dead, and then he's like, "Are you sure?" I'm rereading thermal variations.
Yeah.
And then he reaches out for it, nothing happens. And Geordie's like, "Well, maybe I'm more attractive to it because I'm real." And reaches for it, and Data's quick reaction time stops it from stabbing him. Jeff Jacobs though throws in $2. Woot woot, 51 likes. Hoot, what a hoot. Again at 100. Hashtag make Jeff A. 99 people watching. Everybody hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's try to get to 100 likes. I'm not sure we're going to get that many people watching this episode because they probably didn't enjoy the original episode. So the review of it.
But you love us, right?
And then they phaser off this little thorn thing, which doesn't look that sharp or dangerous, but anyway, it's like a little claw.
Yeah, it confused me, because I like the idea of the living branch, and they do a reverse angle, and there's one random stuck in resin. It's a really weird, I
know.
It's so janky.
The best part is when he phasers it off and then he goes to get it with the tweezers and he keeps missing it. And it's like, I was just like, oh my God, this was a one take thing. It was just so bad.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I like the sound effects of it screaming, but it seems very, as in like, oh, they did them. Also, your camera's frozen.
But it's not though.
Well, it is. But it is weird that they just instantly basically mutilate this living tree. It's weird how they go from, because they explicitly say, or Data says later, it was an intentional infection. It was, it had some level of intent. So it just seems odd that they would just basically, cut a piece of it out.
Fleet Pass Swiftback, $2. Yes, Sam, we love you both. Aww.
Good man. But I like the idea of this. It's just not well executed, obviously, but. And I love they're trying to act against an inanimate tree and yet get a bit of life. And so, incredibly easy. They go down, they find a thing within about 1 minute.
Barely an inconvenience.
Barely any inconvenience. And it's amazing that Riker also said, I don't know what got me, it got away quickly.
Yeah.
So a big branch came down, stabbed you, and then went back, you didn't see. Because I always assumed it was something in the water.
I assumed he was walking beside it, and it poked him, and then he looked, and he didn't assume it was a branch. He thought it was an animal or something, and that it was gone, so that's why he said that.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Dreamer out there, $2. I always liked this Type 2 phaser. Well, I'm sorry for your taste in phasers. This thing's awful. Absolutely hate this phaser. I don't own one, nor will I ever, I think. It's not going on my phaser wall. Sorry.
But without this, you wouldn't have got to the amazing ones. So, it's part of the step.
Yeah, the Dustbuster.
Yes. So yeah, they beam up. It's incredibly easy. They find it. Boom, done. And they say it was intentional. It was intentional.
And then next scene is in Pulaski's office. She's already analyzed the thing, or she's running analysis of it. Can't find anything.
It's not going well.
Card's standing over her shoulder, and she's like, don't know what I can do. He goes and visits Riker. Riker's messing with his hand, like his hand's going numb.
Yes.
And then when Picard comes in, he kind of hides it. He puts it behind his head. And they have a little bit of a discussion.
One thing I took away from this bit, Jonathan Frakes is fully committed to this schlock. Like, he knows it's a cheap clip show, but and especially with Deanna later on, he gives a really nice performance of being afraid for his own life and yet not showing it, and yet showing it in his eyes. It's very tangible, and even here as well. There's genuine layers to this. Frakes is giving a lot of stuff with actually reasonably good material. They're not giving bad lines. They're giving nice little character things. Again, padding the runtime, but with the best stuff. This is what you'd want, this character stuff. And actually, it's not bad. It's not like it's on fire, but it's like, you need the good dialogue and a good story. This hasn't even got really a story, let alone a good story, but the dialogue, some of it, at least the first third, is reasonably good. It just tends to add something. Yeah. Oh, and then I love how Picard comes back after about 2 minutes and says, "Anything, Doctor?" I wish he said, just here! No!
She's running a fresh analysis, so I mean, I would do the same thing before I left too, right?
Okay. Just feels dumb. Just the editing.
Anyway, then we got a guy scanning Riker, and us Rikers are a tough lot. My great-grandfather got ripped up by a rattlesnake, and after 3 days of intense pain, the rattlesnake died. So it is # confirmed. Chuck Norris is Riker's grandfather, great-grandfather. He's a Norris. Had to point it out. I'm sorry. It's a great story.
Yeah, and this is the good scene. In Riker's eyes, some nice passion here.
Yeah, well, she comes and says, you're in pretty good mood for somebody that's, and I love his speech. As the first officer, I have to set an example. Dying is bad enough, but to lose my sense of humor, forget about it. Yep. And that's great, yeah.
Well, he also knows there's nothing he can do. This is a situation where you just trust the doctors and you try and get through it. And what else can you do? And yeah, it's actually a good scene. But obviously, he can't hide his feelings from her. She knows them, and she's feeling them too. But if he was to cry, she was to, doubling down on them. But it's actually a nice scene. Give him credit.
And worst episode ever throws in $2. Episode not even good enough to generate humorous disdain. Oh, come on! I don't think it's that bad. This is a good scene.
Yeah,
there's good acting on Frakes' part.
The thing is, it's a decent idea for a story, and then awfully realised in terms of a real story.
Yeah.
Like I said, if it had been a real clip show, like if you'd really taken it to an extreme, I would have had the virus get to talk to Riker in his dreams, and actually negotiate with the virus and agree to a ceasefire so that he could then, like, take him back to the planet.
Sounds like what Kirk would do.
Yeah,
but talk it to death.
But it's a very Star Trek solution, isn't it? That Riker's able to find a way out. And he gets to talk through his dad or something, like he's talking, or his brother or something, and we get to meet, or his sister, like really interesting stuff. Or he gets to meet his mum, and that just really interesting stuff, like a really fun sci-fi thing.
For a full episode, yes, I would agree, but for what they were doing here,
yeah.
Mike Bravo throws in $5.
Thank you.
Funny how his memories only consist of TNG season 1 and 2. At the end of the Flash montage, they used a rotting fox. The rotting fox from Star Trek Picard. Pulaski rules. Did they? No, they didn't.
No, I think he's making a joke. It's funny though.
Pulaski is good in this episode, gotta say.
Well, yeah, she's again, Pulaski. She was better last week. She had more character stuff. She's always a good doctor, but if she's not given anything beyond the doctor, she doesn't shine. She's just, she's good. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So
Doctor's well, huh?
Yeah, so Riker and Troy have this nice moment. He smiles at her, and then he kind of flutters his eyes and passes out. And all the readings behind him go flat. Ask rushes in, and hypo sprays him. And we find out here that within an hour, it's going to spread to the brain.
Yep.
So
which feels kind of like a bit out of left field. Like no one was acting as if he had 1 hour till death.
Like, I know the guy was just scanning a minute ago and didn't go, it's really, really close to his brain, doctor.
Yeah, it's really, really abrupt. I wish someone said, I was waiting for it to say, it's sped up. It's like...
Yeah.
And so you tell me it travelled from his leg to his head in an hour and a half, and then it just... But it didn't affect any of his lung... Well, no, it hits his spine when he goes unconscious, but it's a bit abrupt. And then they bring... the prop that I genuinely think is still a little bit gruesome. In concept, anyway.
Yes, in concept, but... Yeah, the needles going in are kind of a bit much. It would be better if they, like, touched the skin and then you saw, like, a... It was like a beam, almost.
I legit, when I was younger, there's one of the things that actually got me about this one, thinking, how do they do this? This looks horrible. But it's so genius. It's just a retracted needle, but it is generally pushing against his skin, so you get the imprint mark. Because it's so clever and it's so effective.
Well, it's like those old graphite pencils that you clicked and the lead came out. When we were kids, we would like put the lead out and then like hold the button and put it against your skin. It looks like the needle's going into your skin. It's just that, right? Yeah. And somebody said earlier in the comments, which I had a laugh at while you were talking, would hate to be in that machine and have to sneeze. Oh, it just broke off all the needles in my brain.
Great. Awesome. But yeah.
It is a pretty cool prop though.
Well, the thing is, the hero shot looks good.
Mm-hmm.
The long shot looks cheap as all hell. Like, the way the pads are stuck on... Boy, pads just stuck on... I mean, it's just 2 door panels. Like, we know what they look like. I have one. Mm-hmm. It's 2 door panels they had spare. Which they stuck on.
Well, they put effort into it, unlike Picard, I'm just saying.
Well, I mean, they told a guy to make it and he did. I mean, effort's relative. I don't know.
Anywho. So, and I love her little view thing that she's looking through. And then she pushes 3 buttons and misses one of them. She actually pushes just on the bottom part of the delta at one point. Which... Considering the pan that they're using of just the console, you'd think they would just have her looking, but I think she was actually looking through the thing and missed the button, which it's close up on the buttons. Why would you do that? Not a big deal, just a small thing. And I see that occasion. I look for things like that though. When people are pushing buttons, a lot of times they miss. But Wesley's really good at it. Data's fantastic at it. Geordi's good at it. But there's the odd one where it's like there's the guest star, and it's like, what the fuck are you doing? You're not even hitting a button at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, Olivia Julius, $2. You need one. You need more drink. # Shades of Grey.
We do. And all credit to the graphics. The graphics are really good in this one. They're underused and just use enough. If that makes sense. They're nice. Well done.
Yes, absolutely.
It's like they put some money in some places and they pay off, and then they skipped 30 minutes of story to save money. And so, Stuart, we've now reached the 16-minute, 19-second mark.
Oh, you took... Okay, good. I'm glad you did that, because I didn't.
16 minutes, 19 seconds. That is officially the end of the episode in terms of actual episode. 16 minutes and 19 seconds of 45. So what do you think of Shades of Grey, Stuart? The actual episode part.
It's not done yet. It's not resolved. He's not better yet.
I know.
It was probably 19 minutes in total or something.
Oh,
Still a few more minutes. Well, yeah, I can't judge it yet.
Well, if you take out titles, and then do credits, it's probably about 19. But you know what I mean. I mean, up until now though, it's not bad. It's very dumb because everyone looks a bit stupid, but it's also okay. Where are they going to go with it?
92 people here. Everybody hit that like button, please.
Oh, I've got 109 on my screen.
I got 92 on my screen, so 109 people here on Samuel's screen because you like him better.
Please click like.
They're all watching your screen because they like you better. It's fine. I see how it is. It's fine.
How are they watching my screen?
Hit the like button.
And Thrib says 60 minutes a lot longer than I thought. Yeah, I thought it was more. I mean, I thought it was less than 16. I'll be honest.
Yeah, this first section went a lot longer than I would remember.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and we get fun bits like the Carl Meany bit and the Data and Geordie, like things they just add to stuff. It's like, yes, the good stuff, you know. So now we start the gimmicks, Stuart.
Okay, this will be fun.
Yeah, I haven't done them all because it would get tired.
No, don't do them all. Just
I have 10 minutes of combined flashbacks. So.
Sounds good.
So as you guys know or don't know, this episode of Trekyards, Shades of Grey, is also a clip show. In honor and respect of the TNG episode clip show. So, for the first, I think, 6 of his flashbacks, we're going to flash back into our previous reviews. And we're going to sit back and watch ourselves talk about the scenes. Totally out of context, except the scenes. So the first flashback, as you know, guys, is when Riker beams down.
Last outpost.
So, Stuart, mute yourself so I can up the audio. And then... let's listen to us from the past. And I'm trying to make sure the audio is loud enough because Skype's going to make it quieter, but let's hope it works. Here we go. First flashback.
And they all arrive separately, which is always confused me when I was a kid. I'm like, don't they beam down together? But they make a point of talking about it, so...
You know what I think happened? I think they wrote a script that was like 12 pages. And they were like, we've got to make that 45, and so every chance they can, they add something that doesn't do anything except pad the runtime. So there's no reason for them to be separated. It's kind of cool, but
that's like TOS episode Let That Be Your Last Battlefield. It was a shorter script, so there's a lot of scenes of running through the hallway, and like, and the other one, the alternative, is it the alternative factor?
Yeah.
Really piss poor script, so there's a lot of filler in that episode, and not good filler.
And this is a weird one, and for me, this planet set doesn't hold up. It's I think obviously why it doesn't hold up, but it just kind of feels like it does, and so to have that much just dwelling on it, it doesn't quite work.
It's like the first real planetscape we see in TNG, besides Farpoint.
Well, yeah, Farpoint and the Code of Honor place. In terms of planet, but yeah, planetscape. But it does. I mean, it's undeniably a soundstage, and obviously they having the smoke and the lightning was be impractical on a real location. But I almost feel like a quarry would have been better. A quarry with some crystals, and then like film it at night with some lightning, light generator would have been better. Like an endless black rather than this.
Yeah,
it doesn't quite do what it's trying to do, and those crystals look cheap, and they feel cheap, and they're like crystals, and they even highlight, what are these? And Dave's like, I don't know, despite having just been standing on it for clearly several minutes looking at it. Yeah, the whole scene plays a bit weird.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's our first clip. Hope we learned lots. As we're now back with Pulaski.
That was great.
Learned a lot there. Of Ghosts of Trekyards Past.
Oh, we got a few super chats. I'm going to read those. Joe Torres, $2. Is this one of those season review episodes? No, Joe. That is on Saturday. For a head admin for Facebook, you don't pay attention to the YouTubes very much. That's okay. Leap Flash Swiftback, $2. Love this. Hashtag Shades of Grey Drinkathon. Oh,
you know, he paid us to insult him. That's what just happened there, by the way.
I insult him all the time. He's used to it by now. He loves it so much he just pays for it. Lookout Tower Radio, £2. Hi, Captain and Commander. Hello, Lookout Tower Radio.
Good to see you.
And Eugene, 250 rubles. Now you need to put this segment into your season review Trekyards section. Cheers, oh good God, no.
Yeah, maybe the first one. Yeah.
Okay,
I like it.
So
yeah, and they talk about it.
Oh, that he's dreaming. This is where she senses he's dreaming, and because she's stimulating different parts of the brain.
Yes, electricity.
Oh, she induced an REM type state. So rapid eye movement. So he is dreaming. Yes.
Yep. And then we're in Farpoint. All right, Stuart, mute yourself. And second flashback, Farpoint. First meeting of Data.
Here we get the holodeck scene, and again, it was really cool seeing the holodeck for the first time. We're going to talk about the holodeck technology in just a second because there's something that happens that gets addressed in a few episodes, actually. But he meets Data for the first time, and Data's trying to whistle. And really good scene. Riker finishes the whistle for him. And again, great introduction to... Because this is really the first time we got introduced to him being an artificial, besides the McCoy thing. So this was actually really well played. And again, you can see this is the second episode, by the way, that they're building these kind of levity, and then anyway, good scene. And the loose rock, that's important, don't you know? Then
it's quite telegraphed for sure.
Yeah.
I did have a note here. Oh yeah, why is Data chilling? I guess he's off duty. Like, I mean, of all the people on the ship, why does he need off-duty time? And then why, like, they're doing important things, and they now know certain things are maybe fishy, and he's not on the bridge. He's just like, why is he off duty right now? And then Riker just takes him off duty. Like, out of all the things he could be doing, this is not the one at this point. Like, this would have been a great way of seeing McCoy again. Just to go back to 2 and 1, say, well, he's looking, wow, he's like put his head in the holodeck. It's a great scene, but it's like, why is Data there? I guess he's off duty and lol.
Let's introduce the two new coolest pieces of tech: Data and a holodeck at the same time.
But I like that though in the 2-episode context. That this is like a reset up, a really cool scene.
Yeah.
It, again, works better as that. It's very random when you watch it as an hour and a half. It's just like, oh, another random scene that is separate.
Yeah. And so here we're talking about the holodeck a little bit, and he's like, oh, we're near the rear wall. And he throws this rock and it hits and it pixelates.
It's a great effect. It's a really good effect.
And it's good because we have an episode on holodecks. I don't think it's been released yet, though.
No.
It's been filmed. Yeah. But we talk about holodeck technology. And what happens later in the Dixon Hill video or episode coming up, the holodeck gets upgraded because it's newer technology here. So in Dixon Hill one, they're talking about how more realistic things are, because if he had thrown this rock with the updated holodeck, even if it was a physical rock made by the replicators, as they were talking about here, they talk about how it actually replicates and makes physical matter, just like the replicator and transporter systems.
All right, now back to Riker.
Yeah, Samuel, where's that holodeck episode? God damn! Oh, it's on my desktop.
That does show you how long I'm waiting for you, especially.
It's been a while. I got a folder full of pictures for it. I just haven't done the timestamps because I hate doing that with passion.
Yeah.
All right, so
what happens? What happens in between the two flashbacks, Stuart?
Nothing.
Nothing. Next flashback.
Oh,
so this is the depressing bit, guys, because nothing to say in between. Right, Stuart.
Hold on. We have a super chat. Fleet Pass Swiftback puts in $2. Hashtag Trekyards Pantomime Special. Yeah, yes. I mean, I'm watching myself, so it's kind of funny. So yeah, it'd be entertaining in the new form as well.
Well, we didn't realize at the time that we were going to get 2 times worth of entertainment out of that.
I know, right?
Well, so it's basically we're saving money by using our own selves to talk about stuff. See, now I understand why a clip show. Next time, Stuart. Hey, actually, do you think people would notice if we actually re-streamed live like this an old live episode, just like completely unchanged, and we just sit back and don't do anything for 2 hours? Well, how long until people? Because it's pretty seamless. Pretty funny to see who notices.
And yeah, guys, if you send a super chat while the clip's going on, we'll get to it as soon as we're done with the clip.
Because there are many in-between bits. But yes, that was the end of that in-between bit. Back to the flashbacks.
And then they have their whole back and forth about you have the most beautiful eyes, and it's such a great back and forth. I didn't write any of it down because it's just such a memorable scene. You don't have to. But And Wesley's like, I don't think this is really my style. Shut up, kid. And then, tell me more about my eyes.
What's your actual takeaway from this scene? Like, what is the vibe you're getting? Ignore Wesley.
Just he's not actually hitting on Guinan, if that's what you're implying.
Well, I don't know.
No, he's just doing his Riker thing. This is how he gets chicks.
Which means he's hit. Well, yeah, but that's the point. I mean, at what point does a facade become reality? I mean, there's so much like weird. To me, I got the sense that he starts as a game, and I was enjoying playing word chess with Guinan, but that could very much end up in her saying, "Yeah, screw it, let's have sex." like it's so seamless and so elegant. Like, you know what I mean? It's that level of, "Hey, we're friends, let's just do it. Might as well." Like, it's so like. It crosses that interesting line of like, where does fun flirting stop at actual whatever? I think you're not meant to know the answer. I think it's a fun, like, nebulous, like, well, that was a hell of a flirt, sort of. And it shows me he's a poet. I mean, this is why we think he was a womanizer, because he's poetrying her, you know.
You're here to say goodbye. I don't like goodbyes. How about until next time? And then my notes are literally feelings, blah, blah, blah. I'm sad. And then whatever.
I do think the acting here is good. It's not over the top. It's actually quite restrained.
It's appropriate.
Yeah. I mean, it does make you realize that, yeah, they had a thing. You kind of wish they explored it even a little bit in the show, you know? But it's nice, it's sweet. I like the fact she can't read his emotions because she's so emotional, and I think she's trying not to. She wants him to talk to her, have that interaction. Like, because there's a different... Yeah, she knows that for humans, the interaction is what... Yes, you can feel a real emotion, but they also have to process it through words. Often you can feel something, but until you express it, you can't express it.
Yeah. And Jarzia throws in $2 Canadian.
All right, back to the crew. As Jarzia gets a shout out because of accidents. That'll be funny.
Jarzia gets a shout out? Why?
Because you said it in the past.
Oh, gotcha. Olivia Julius, $2. Hashtag Shades of Grey. Hashtag Are you drunk yet? No, we're not, but thank you. And yeah, guys, unfortunately my stream's delayed, so I'm not reacting in real time to what we're saying, so it's kind of like a little bit off, but that's okay. We also have Mike Bravo, who throws in $5. Cool season finale. If Crusher would have walked in sickbay and said, "Get your damn hands off him," then fade to credits, best of both worlds style. Get your damn hands off him.
Sure. So this bit, they talk about... Don't remember. It's just the same thing, I think.
Yeah, they don't do anything yet. They're kind of just, we gotta increase this.
Yes.
That was like the beginning of the eroticness.
Yes. He's feeling strong emotions.
The whole her saying it's erotic is in a second or two.
Okay, so that ends that middle bit. We're not joking. Yep. That was it. Back to a clip. Just like they were. And again, to reiterate, we're doing the clips they used, but us talking about our versions of the clips when we looked at them the first time. Off we go.
Yeah.
But this turned him into a character from being...
Then you see all the hippie commune inside. People doing yoga and like Tai Chi, and there's a massage going on. It's kind of cringy.
I mean, this is very like, if TOS would let you, this would be a TOS moment.
Yeah.
You know, can we do the most minimum? And it is weird. And this scene is like, oh, everyone's blonde. So the pretty people are blonde and white with, you know, it's like, okay. And no beards, no goatees, you know.
Nope.
And
they all look young. It reminds me of the Time Machine, the Eloi.
Yeah.
Because these are the Edo.
Yes.
I think they're the Edo. Yeah, but these remind me of the Eloi, which is the exact same thing from the novel The Time Machine, or the movie The Time Machine. You got the Morlocks underground, which are the hairy ugly, disgusting, workers, and you got the Eloi up top. And that's exactly what this reminds me of. It's almost like there's got to be a darker side to this planet that we never find out about.
And Good Old Gamers is a really simple, easy thing. They have to have vehicles. Look at the construction work, the fountains, the buildings. They didn't do it all by hand. Yeah.
True enough. We just never get a sense of the technological side of them at all.
Like, it would have been nice to have like a Baku situation where it's all this and they walk inside and there's this big holographic display with all this tech. It's like, well, we use it for fun, but we don't need to go anywhere. That'd have been kind of fun. What do you think of the performance? Because I'm sort of mixed on what I think about her performance as Minuet.
I think it was fine. Exactly what they were going for. That kind of jazz aficionado, kind of sophisticated. I think it worked out really well. I love his line too. This is what you call enhancement, you have a gift for understatement. But no, I think it was really good. Even the way she tests, not really tests him, but puts Riker through his paces, and later he says, it's like she's connected to my subconscious. She says exactly what I wanted to before I know what I wanted to say.
Yep.
Because she's like, I love all jazz except Dixieland. Yep. You can't dance to it.
Although the joke being, and she sort of alludes this later, is that she has access to all the files, whereas most holograms don't in the same way, that she can connect files. So she knows his record, which probably has likes and dislikes. So she's using, like Isaac in the holodeck with Claire, she knows his playbook. So obviously she can they tailored her to what he likes because he's, open book to them. So with Minuet, I'm mixed because I think her acting is relatively wooden, especially in the first bit. It's blank as anything. The problem is the character she has is such a specific thing. It's a non-human program, heightened sensitivity program, but also manipulated by robots who also are learning the program as they go. And she's also evolving as they go.
They're not robots, but
sorry, you know what I meant. But they're. But as it goes on, she gets more natural. But I think that's because she's adapting to him. So I think she's awful at the start, but that's also the point. So it's I don't like watching her for the first third. It's just like, wow, that's bad acting. But that is also the point. So you know what I mean? It's annoying. It's the point, but it's not good. So that's the Love Flashbacks Part 1.
It is indeed. No super chats during that one, which is great, but some good comments in the chat as well. So yes, she was in Spencer for Hire, just so you know.
Do mention that in our episode. Go back and look.
I know, right? And this is where Counselor Troy's like, "Oh, his thoughts are erratic."
Well, no, she says of a passionate nature and possibly erotic. Deeply. It's like,
yeah.
Okay.
But we find out that all this does. Oh, we didn't do the foot washing scene. Damn, son.
The foot washing scene?
Yeah, that's part of the eroticness.
Well, we've got one more scene. We've got the dance. That's the last flashback I've got as video. Because the next flashback is... Yeah, I haven't got the foot washing.
There's two more. There's the Angel 1 flashback as well, and then the foot washing, which...
Yeah.
Whew,
I wasn't going to do...
We got a still for the foot washing. We've got to put that up because people like that still.
Yeah, I wasn't going to do 3 in quick succession because it takes a little bit of time to do. So last video flashback for this gimmick because it's, a dumb... It's fun, but it's dumb. So last one, Stuart. And so we go back to the normal review portion.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And this is where he says to her, "I've got to see to my duties." And she's like, "No, don't leave. Can we have a dance before you leave?" And then, they start dancing. He's like, "You're so real. How far can this relationship go?" Well, there's a back room to this bar.
Yeah. It's a good conversation. It's a good... Again, the acting in this episode, real good. Everything's very good in context. But yeah, they have a kiss. He falls for her that quickly. And this is... this feels like this is unusual for him. It's that easy. It's interesting. Yeah. It's interesting. Oh, there we go. That's that. And now we get on to the more seductive ones as we see all of Riker's many romances, because he does have several, it turns out.
Mm-hmm. But during all this, we find out that The growth rate has doubled. Just like his penis. So we're saying, I mean, the eroticism has doubled the growth, so it's fun.
Yep.
So we have to change tactics and stimulate different parts of the brain now.
Yes. And then they do, and we start seeing some horrible stuff. Tasha getting hurt, but not killed yet. That's a little. I think they did come back to episodes multiple times, and then you see, and then it's starting to work, but it's slowing, but not quite. So let's see more emotions. Then we see him fight with the Colonel Captain, him fight with the Admiral. You know, showing that he's dealt with some bad situations too. But it's starting to work, Stuart. It's starting to work, but not enough. It's slowing, but not enough.
You got to isolate memories that generate stronger negative emotions.
It did seem a bit easy though, and this is one of the little critiques I have by the second half about the actual story bit, is that Pulaski is completely nebulous to having any solution to the problem. She has no idea. And then her solution to keep his brain active is the thing that slows it down, coincidentally. And she's like, oh, I'll keep doing this then. Oh, it solved it. There's no medicalness there. She got absolute luck. You know, it was, you know, so she's not a good doctor. She just happens to find the solution by doing something else, which happens all the time. I understand that, but it doesn't feel like she doctored. And in the end, she just, more power, more power, more power. Oh, he solved it. So it's lazy as all hell. The ending's pretty not good.
Well, yeah, but we find out that survival emotions are the ones that are actually the ones that start working. Growth rate down to 7%, but they're still impairing his neural function.
I do like the logic of it, though, that it feeds on... Because emotions create chemicals. Chemicals is what the body reacts to.
Yep.
So I like the very literal sense of it, and therefore if you can stimulate the negative emotions, it creates negative chemicals, which it fights. So it's a great, simple concept that makes a lot of sense.
And it does make sense for for that kind of infection as well, because... as you're lying there dying, knowing you're dying with your body being like paralyzed, you're like, okay, I'm going to think about happy things while I'm dying, which makes it go even faster, right? So that kind of makes a little bit of sense, but meh.
Well, I got the sense it was also affecting his levels anyway, because he's so calm the entire time. I always got the vibe that it was stimulating his endorphins slightly, as to also stop people from, you know, feeling scared, like you say.
Yeah. Area 51 puts in $5. Stronger negative emotions. Play Code of Honor for him. There you go.
Well, Flashback does drinking Code of Honor, yeah. And then you get him almost dying. I still give credit for him for holding that performance for like 10 minutes, and then almost dying in the Frankie one again, and then the beautiful stunt with him and the fake face in that one, and then yes, it's working, more power, and then almost blowing up, or almost blow up again, but in a very, very long Klingon sequence. They show like a lot of that one.
They do, yeah.
Like, beautiful corridor still, but there's a lot of that episode.
What's that impending death? Like you think you're gonna die. So
which I do like they do factor into a very specific sort of emotion. It's certainly interesting, but again, if it had been new clips, you know, cut to Riker on the bridge of the Enterprise D, he's fighting the thing we never saw. Same emotions. It'd be, you know, almost easier to film in a sense if there was still bottle show stuff. But it's almost working, but not quite. So he needs to pull it to full power. Oh, and this is where we get
a lot of explosions and vaporizations.
A lot of the exact same shots again. Because there isn't that many shots they can use.
But some cool ships blowing up shots for sure. Phasering things, you know. And ta-da! Now, amazingly enough, Riker opens his eyes here.
Yeah.
And then closes them again.
Yep.
I don't know if anybody noticed that.
Yep. I was waiting for it to go, I'm okay? Yeah, clearly they did one take and they didn't catch it. Clearly. It's yeah.
Because then he wakes up and says, oh, you're still here? She's like, you'll be happy to know that we've got the infection, or we terminated the infection and removed your leg. They should have said that.
Yeah.
He'd be like, huh? What?
Yeah.
That would have been great.
And he is so chill, and he says, oh yeah, I'll go to work now. And it's like, what are you on about? I know it's only been 1 hour and 40 minutes since you're on the planet, so you haven't had time for it to set in, like, mentally, but, like...
Oh. And what's your name? My name is Captain Jean-Luc Picard. And Captain Picard looks to Data and says, "Well, the Admiral and I are happy that you're feeling better, sir. I don't think you have the authority to promote me to Admiral." I mean, that's just great.
As last lines go, that was a 10 out of 10 last line.
That was good.
And it wasn't quite Admiral, from Star Trek 4. It was a very similar feeling line, but it was different. Mm-hmm. But as an end line, brilliant. And this is we will sort of skip by it, but that's okay. The Troy getting progressively worse at acting, and there's some moments where she's acting against Mulgrew, who is very calm and acting fine, but not really giving much. And Troy's like, ah! And to watch them back to back, it's like they're so hard edits. It feels so like they're acting totally different scenes. I know Pulaski's meant to be calm, but watching them it's really bad to watch them side by side. They're not playing off each other, just playing. Now, the only caveat though, if they'd said this, is that Troy has her own emotions and she's feeling his emotions. So if she had said, or if Pulaski had said, "Oh, I didn't think about this. Yeah, as he feels emotions, you're going to feel them too. You're going to get more sad. Are you okay with this? Yes, I'll be fine." Then it would make sense, but they don't say that, so I can't give them that much credit. But her acting is awful for the last third. Like, bad. Like, ugh. And Mulgrew's unmemorable. But yeah, ends on a brilliant line, and so ends the episode. It was that easy.
I'm glad we're having fun with this episode instead of just shitting on it, says Cody Drake. Yeah, we have fun when we can.
We try.
And it's not all bad. I mean, there's some, like the last line was fantastic.
Yeah.
The opening setup was pretty good. It just devolved very quickly once the clip show started.
Like, remarkably quickly.
Yeah, it was just so, there's nothing there. It's such a skeleton framework of nothingness.
I think they realized that they're just nothing. They felt too comfortable in throwing the clip show modicum without trying to give it anything. And apparently this was filmed in 3 days as opposed to the 7. I'm sure 2 of it was the on-location stuff, and 1 day was just the Pulaski and Troy, because there'd be most of it. And you can feel it. They definitely ran out of time at the end.
Trope Bum Wombat, hashtag space blanket. And what if the shiny, they look uncomfortable, all these blankets they use. All of the shiny material they use in Star Trek looks uncomfortable. It looks like it would stick to your skin. And Anyway.
Yeah. So final thoughts, Stuart. We might do something else for a few minutes after this as well. But any final thoughts, Stuart?
No.
Oh, I should get the score sheet, shouldn't I? So we can save that.
The score will be fun. Yeah.
Well, Alan, I assume you watched this with all the clips intact. You watched it
I did, yes.
How is it to rewatch the clips? Because like I said, I skipped them because I just knew I wasn't going to... It was a waste of my time. But how did you feel watching them again? Did you glaze over? Did you pay attention? Did they add something? Like, what was your vibe?
They added nothing. And I did kind of glaze over. Didn't think of fast forwarding through them. So I get the odd screenshot here and there just so we know what's going on. But...
Wait, you were screenshotting? I'm sorry, I wasn't doing that.
But yeah, like I said earlier, as far as clip shows go, I've seen clip shows from different shows and different series that don't do it as well as this. At least there's some kind of alien thing going on and some reason for the stimulus to have a clip show.
The problem is normally the clip show idea is clips throughout with story throughout. So it's kind of like, it's a clip show, but it kind of interweaves. This is story at the front, and then 28 minutes of clips. So it's and then like I said, flat lines. So it feels worse because you're left with this massively shitty taste in your mouth because you just lived through 20 minutes of nothing. Whereas those other clip shows tend to be a bit more balanced. Like, none of it's good, but it's just like, okay, clip show. But yeah, the setup, it could have been clever. Like I say, if it just used new clips would have been fun.
See, this is like an idea for a B plot that's going to be involved in another story, like with another story, like a massive A plot. This would be a small B plot. It would have been fine. Would have been perfect. Just kind of as is. Fix the ending a little bit with a few of the lines, and you're good. You know? But it seemed like, we got this B plot left over. Let's just throw that in there. Eugene, 250 rubles, uncomfortable blankets. this weird intracranial lobotomy device. It's way more creepy. We spoke on that earlier, but yeah, the blankets always looked like no, not for me.
Well, it's like if you look at the all the beds and the pillows, would you really want to put your head on the TNG and Voyager pillows? They don't
better than DS9 ones.
But certainly not comfortable looking. So Stuart, what is your score from season 2 and of all TNG?
Oh, for season 2, it's going to have to get a 2. The last line was good. A little bit of a good setup. Seeing Pulaski and not hating her, and actually having her do her job, pretty good. Her whole transporter trepidation, it's got a few good things going for it. But yeah, it's going to be a 2 out of 10 for season 2. For all of TNG, it's going to be a 1. It's right down there. So we'll have to see if there's anything worse. I mean, people have been saying Sub Rosa and stuff. Sub Rosa is not as bad. At least it's creative and got some cool effects. And
which one's Sub Rosa?
The one where Beverly has sex with a ghost.
Don't remember it at all. I know the guy looks like...
Exactly. That's why you don't remember.
I have no memory, really.
Fleet Boss
She's in like a 90 at the end or something. Like a 90. But that's all I remember.
Fleet Boss Swiftback, $5.
Hey.
3 out of 10 for season 2. 2 out of 10 for TNG. Good setup and ending. Mostly forgettable. Generally... skipped episode on my watch throughs. Not a great season finale. Or it's a shit season finale. It's just a shit episode in general. But for season finales, yeah, it's no.
And it's so sad because last week was damn effing strong. If they just moved those around, it would end on such a high note. But to go from an emissary as well to really 2 strong ones, to garbage. I mean, people walk away saying, "Oh," even though they saw 2 brilliant ones. Like that's. You have to think about the release order, you know. So, and guys, do super chat your thoughts right now. I'm going to have to be honest with this one. It really can be judged in 2 ways, right? The first third is probably like a 5, right? Problem is, there's 30 minutes after the first bit. And so it's a full episode.
And as you always say, good setup and a bad payoff just brings the setup down.
And 15 minutes can't make an episode. You can't. So I'm going to have to give it a 1 for season 2. I did go back and look at my score for The Child, which is consistent with... So's yours. Yours is consistent too. But I need to be consistent too. And for all TNG, I'm going to have to go 0.5.
Oh, wow.
Between 0.5 and 1. I mean, there's nothing of value here.
It's a half episode, so you get a half score.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Like, you know, if I'm not allowed 0.5s, but there's nothing of value here. There's like 5 lines, 5 good lines, but again, 45 minutes. And often, not being bad, but being nothing is worse. It's like I wouldn't give Menagerie that good a score either. But obviously, at the time, it was much cleverer. But the story in between isn't the best either. So that also wouldn't get a high score just for pure like storytellingness.
But it's still better than this. Like,
yes.
Head and shoulders better than this.
Yeah.
Story.
Yeah. I mean, 0.5 is more like this one I would always skip, right? I would never watch for any reason except this. You know? Because sometimes it's not just being bad, it's about what do I gain in watching. At the end of the day, meant to be entertainment and fun and interesting, and this is not fun or entertaining. You know?
The only reason you watch this one is to get that last moment with Data as part of a Best of Data clip show or something.
No, really, yeah, seriously, yeah, and some good Riker. I think you could pull 4 minutes of quality content out of this. The Pulaski bit with O'Brien, the Data and Thingy bit, 4 minutes out of 40. So 10%, which is 1 out of 10. So yeah, 0.5 or 1. But I think 1. This would be better out of 100 scale because I can be more precise. But you know,
Thribs is right. Remember, the Cage never aired, so that's not a clip. It wasn't a clip show until.
Well, yeah, no, I know, but it was a clip show to those in the production. They knew what they're doing, and I've only ever seen it as a clip show. So I know you say that, but everyone after their original
That was an episode that saved Star Trek because they were literally out of money.
Yeah.
They couldn't, and that saved the show because they actually just used what they had, which was great.
And so I can imagine at the time being like, they have whole new sets, characters, actors. Oh my, like amazing. But you know, like I say, everyone else the rest of time seen as a clip show after like the 80s. So you know, yeah. Like my dad actually was it. My dad met Gene once, and he was at university and he went to a tour and actually brought the black and white cage. So actually watched it in a live auditorium with Gene. Because Gene was very keen to tour with it because he was bringing like that and the gag reel because he was bringing this exclusive, which is true, it was. Actually downstairs we actually have a black and white version of Cage still, an original transfer black and white. I remember telling the story when he first got the colour version, he was very, very happy. That was a special edition, that was in colour.
Yeah.
So guys, so what do people think, Stuart? Let me know what people think.
I don't know what people think. They're not super chatting and telling me.
Well, you can read the normals, it's fine.
I don't wanna. Okay. Tenchi 2K7 1 out of 10 for all 1 out of 10 for season 2, 1 out of 10 for TNG, 6 out of 10 from Devo77X.
Wow, that's...
You're fired. Get off our chat. I'm just
not
kidding.
Yeah, it's just wow.
3 out of 10 for season 2, 3 out of 10 for TNG from Dreamer Out There. Ryan K, 4 out of 10 for the clips.
Still high. Wow.
Minkin to 50 Shades of Grey out of 100. 2 out of 10 for TNG. This episode gets, Ozzy says this episode gets 2.5 out of 10. Trekyards gets 10 out of 10. Skeleton. Fun will not commence 2.5 out of 10 for the season 2 and 1.5 out of 10 for TNG. Zachary Gibbons 4 out of 10 for season 2, 3 out of 10 for all of TNG, 10 out of 10 getting rid of Pulaski after this. Oh,
that's... I don't think Stuart would agree anymore. I think Stuart is on a different fence now.
I don't agree anymore. I think she had a lot of potential if she would have stuck around. Katie Carr, I'd give her 3 out of 10.
Before you jump off that, what's sad is that she had potential in that. Why wasn't she in DS9 and Voyager? No, not Voyager, but she could have back in. Now, obviously, I know why, because the audience reaction was, we don't like her, therefore. I get that. But now, in having watched it and such, there would have been definitely some benefit to actually have her back. She was still young enough, she was still fine.
It's 9 for some reason to help a shithead. Bashir.
Can you imagine, though, and that would have been a nice thing, because Bashir came on TNG, would have been nice if we'd had Crusher come on TNG to help Bashir once. We obviously had the Doctor, EMH, well, Zimmerman, well, and, I mean, both, technically, for a second. And then Pulaski, because all the Doctors' help would have been cool.
Yeah. Jersey gives it a 1.5 out of 10 for both season 2 and... For both season 2 and 1 out of 10 for TNG. Not actively horrible like some episodes, The Child, but most of its runtime is completely wasted.
Yes.
Dan23 gives it a 4 out of 10. Donnie Pearson, 20 out of 20, not just for the season 2 finale, but for all of the season 2 as well.
Yes.
20 out of 20. Okay. Jarzia, actually 1 out of 10 for season 2 and a 0.5 for TNG.
Cool. And since we're done, Stuart, do you want to play one round of one of the games? Have some nice something to end off the story?
Sure. Cody Drake, 10 out of 10 for Captain Foley's reactions during the clips.
Yeah, what did you guys think of the clip show nature of it? I'd be interested to know what you guys think. I think this is the non-custom one, non-Trek, but that will be more random then, won't it?
That'll be more fun.
Yeah. That's the sound effects you're hearing, guys. It wasn't intentional, I had to make sure I had the right one up. And I'll tell you that first, then I'll put on the screen.
Jackbox.tv.
Yes. Go. Okay. And I will also have to go to the loo briefly.
So do I. So you go first.
Well, no, you go now, because I can set up.
Okay, give me the room code first.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Boy. YDXV. Captain Full.
I was rushing.
That's fine. So, guys, we're now going to play a community game. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 6 slots. I would suggest none of our admins join in, even that's nice to play with you guys, but let's let new people... well, Eugene came, but let's try and let new people come in. Fleetpaw. What did I just say? I guess you didn't hear me. I'd like to get some non-regulars, because then we get to have random people join us, which would be kind of nice. And yeah, this is a game that we can all play together. Oh, game 2. Okay. Let's see, where am I going? Nope. Oh, no. Oh, it's not that. It's something else. I like how Hookley went back and found the code. That's funny. Oh, there's my face on it. Hello. Hello. But yeah, so it's a game. It gives you. It's trying to be funny. It's trying to be a funny game. So it gives you a prompt. You write down what you think. So you know, Richard Branson's favorite food. You put it in, and then who's the funniest. But also the audience does matter. So join the audience as well. It will be fun, and then we will play and see who wins. So yeah, there's the code. You just go jackbox.tv. All the information's on the thing, and you just join the game, and we'll play. And I will now go to the loo and let Stuart take over. See you in a second.
Oh, you can't hear me. God damn it. I was reading the super chat. Eugene, 250 rubles. Pulaski went into a turbo shaft one day, but the shaft was empty. She fell down, and then the shuttlecraft fell down on her. And I agree.
So yeah, now guys, join the...
She got sucked into the void that is the Discovery turbolift shafts.
Oh Jesus, yeah.
Demas Alves, $5, totally off subject, but I watched your USS Raven video as you suggested and really enjoyed it. I question the Raven being the size of an Equinox, as do I. It's a cool ship.
Yeah, I'll have to... It's funny because the perspective is always important, and I use the default scale, right? Problem is, it was only ever seen next to a Borg cube, and as we know, the Borg cubes were shrunk in Voyager. And if the ship is as small as it is, then a shot next to a Borg cube, just to get, it'd be too big. So they might have scaled up just for the shot in scale, because otherwise, So I can see that being a case. I'll have to go back and ask Rick what he originally envisioned. Guys, room code jackbox.tv on your phone, or you can do it on a PC, but phone's fine. There we go. Everyone's in. So we've got Sam, Eugene, Joe T, Avni Pad, Masspill, Lisa, Fleetpaw, and Captain Foley.
Foley. S.A. Finta said I joined, but you slated me last time. I don't know what that means, slated.
Beated, I assume.
And remember,
and there is a...
And Dan23, no, this is, you can do it on your phone. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, no one plays. I mean, Eugene plays on the phone, on PC, but you meant to play on the phone if it's mobile. And you can also
go to jackbox.tv.
You should be able to hear the announcer, which is useful this time.
Democracy at work. The more folks who choose your answer, the more points you get. Go.
Oh, thanks, Donnie. Have a good one.
Bye, Donnie.
Alright, so right answers, everybody. Now we've got 87 seconds on my timer, and so how long are we delayed on the live stream? 9 seconds. So keep in mind, 9 seconds delayed. That is important. And also join the audience, guys, because you do vote. So put the room code in and do join the audience. Oh god, mine's gross.
Mine just says sit back and relax, which is not good.
Right.
All right, here we go.
You guys do join the audience. Room code is at the top. Jackbox.tv. There you go. Thank you, Paul. And guys, seriously, your audience-ness can actually change who wins. So if you want to have a vote that does matter, it actually does matter. We've got 30 seconds left in real time.
Time's running out.
Trev, you'll know soon.
Equip if you need it.
Right now, the audience just you watch out what we do, and then you get to vote.
Okay, 8 seconds. Okay. Come on, guys, you got 4 seconds. Oh, 4 of you haven't put in. You got to be quicker. Oh, God! Okay, 1 of you didn't. Sorry. So there'll be other responses.
Cool, let's see what's what.
And you can still join the audience. Please do.
A fun activity that only requires 3 fingers.
Oh. Boo. I got points, but still.
Next prompt. Explain how babies are made in 3 words. Put in your votes.
That was a good answer.
Thank you. Maybe I should watch the, I should listen to the live, not the... Well, I can't tell the phone is the main... Oh, no. I didn't realize there was more than 1 question. Yep! There's 2. But that happens. 8 people do vote. Stuart, do you want to read some stuff out as to have people talking?
Explain how babies are born in 3 words. Mom and dad shaking, or put it in.
Fleet Paw and Mess Pill. But Fleet Paw gets the points, but audience goes for put it in. And we went for that one. With the same sense of humour.
It's bad. What a weird sheep thinks when it's getting shorn. Oh no, my friends. Or naked bingo for all.
Okay. Very strange. And guys, do super chat. We are looking at the chat. Do read them out. I've got this much booze left, so I need 2 or 3 more super chats to finish it. Yeah.
Don't react to the results until it's live, though.
I know. It's tricky. It's still got to, especially if we've got to answer the next one. And Captain Foley has 4 people and the entire audience.
Next,
naked bingo for
a
all.
nightclub for people in their 40s.
Dum, dum, dum. Oh, sorry, Lisa.
Ready, set,
Lisa got 2 people. Next, the name of a nightclub for people who are in their 40s. The Balding Brew or Green Pastures. Dear me. And yeah, we're 9 seconds behind, so keep that in mind. Vote pretty quick. So 9 seconds before the streams. Anything that has a timer, we're 9 seconds behind. Keep that in mind. It's important. And the winner is...
Fleet Paws puts in $2 and says, "Drink up, Sam." And the winner is...
Moving on.
The Balding Brew. Wow.
I haven't you, but I thought Green Pastures was funny.
Again, we voted for the same one, you and me.
See, we know what's up.
We can read each other's minds.
But the next one was another... Oops, someone didn't answer.
Next one.
So, straight points,
There
Lisa.
should be
Well done.
greeting cards specifically for this situation. Vote away.
There should be greeting cards specifically for this situation. Your first orgasm, sorry, you could have... you got the COVID. Okay.
Losing your virginity, that would have been a good one.
Yeah. 1 second. Oh. And the winner is... Yeah, me.
Next up,
with both.
the perfect thing to say to get rid of doors.
Oh, we're against each other. Oh. See, I went COVID last time with all my answers in our test one. If you remember.
You spelled Karoga. Corona, you spell it wrong. So I always knew it was you.
Well, I was only one plague, Stu. It was me, but the perfect thing to get rid of door-to-door. Yeah, I'm a Satanist. I have an Inca. It wasn't Inca. Stu's gone. Oh no! And the winner is. Fleet Ball.
No, it was when we were.
And next, a pull string toy of this player would definitely say
I'm back.
blank. Vote on your devices.
Oh, incurable disease. Okay, there you go. A pull string toy of Captain Foley would definitely say. Make it so. Say bye, Stuart. Okay. Oh, he's gone again. Oh, thanks, Paul. We appreciate the thoughts. And the winner is... Mass Pill. 5-1. Sorry, Eugene.
Here's the scoreboard.
So after all that, and Stuart's still being paused, although you can probably watch the stream, can't I, to see what's going on. Oh, there he is.
I'm back again. What one? Make it so.
And the scores are...
Twice as much.
I'm first, you're second. Oh, okay.
What was the pull string answer?
Make it so, yeah. Alright, got 87 seconds for the next round.
Wish they had autocorrect for spelling.
Yeah.
Thank you, Paul. Says, I wish I could like this channel more more than just a thumbs up.
Alright, 21 seconds, 2 more people. 16 in the audience who get to vote. Good, good. Thanks, Paul. Yeah, save the money for the booze, where you get to... Well, I mean, there is booze, but to save us from actually getting scared.
We need to do a drunk just game day.
Yes.
Time for the big reveal.
My super chat for drinks.
Is the way to really embarrass yourself on Jeopardy. Okay, pick your favorite and vote.
We all got in that time, so that's good. The way to really embarrass yourself on Jeopardy. Pat Pass Gas going on the show. Okay. Yeah.
Alright, and the winner is going on the show.
Next on the list, to be authentic,
The audience like Pass Gas though, because we got a sick
lots
audience.
and lots of blank. Okay, vote.
Alright. To be authentic, New York style pizza has to have lots and lots of Italian sweat, or I'm walking here.
To get it.
Yeah.
Good.
That's yours. That's his. Don't vote for it. Don't vote for I'm walking here. It's Sam's.
No, which one's mine? You don't know.
Yeah, I'm walking here.
No, it literally could be the other one either.
I know.
Aww. Boo! That was a good counter. I thought mine was funny, but...
And next is
don't give it away by asking if you got it.
No, it's on the live already. The main live. You're just watching another live.
Oh, sign you never see.
A sign you'll never see. Honk if you're... Yeah.
Ooh, those are good. Those are both good, but I mean, one's more correct than the other. And Eugene for the win.
Next on deck, new high school superlative most likely to blank. It's voting time.
New high school superlative most likely to diet crackers be quarantined. Spelled wrong. Quarantined. What's diet crackers?
Actually, I don't know.
Yeah.
Most likely to be diet crackers or most likely to be quarantined.
Oh, okay. That's why. It was an answer they couldn't think of, so they put an automated one. Okay! But you got the other one, you spelled it wrong.
I know I did, that's why I'm like, I wish I had the spell check, because mine can't spell.
Well, you spelled Captain Foley, so you couldn't spell your name right either. So, the task that Satan's intern hates most. Cleaning naughty odules, a hand job. Similar things. Similar things. Oh, that's the last one who's a cheat quip. Yes, sometimes they're great, but sometimes they are not great. Yeah.
And cleaning is spelled wrong.
See that? Yeah. The other one, the other game where it's your computer. If you, like, I was often spell checking. I was spell wrong, and like, oh, that's yours. I'm not gonna vote for it. It's like, damn it, damn it. Funny though. Winner is. Oh, it's split. Oh, okay.
Wow.
You have to read this one though.
A strange thing to yell when you find your first gray hair. I'm as old as Captain Foley now.
Am I as old?
Or am I as old as Captain Foley now?
Woof. Why woof? Oh, like a werewolf. I guess.
Maybe. Or wolf, maybe.
Oh, well, that'd be, yeah. That'd be woof or something.
I know which one I'm voting for because I'm a narcissist.
Yeah.
Next in line, finding money in an old pair of pants is great, but what's even
Thanks, audience. You give me points. Appreciate it.
Blank. Okay, vote.
Finding money in an old pair of pants is great, but what's even better is discovering a cheeseburger or Detroit.
Oh, I could do the cheeseburger right now, I'll be honest.
I had two, like an hour and a half before we started filming.
Two?
I got two double cheeseburgers from McDonald's dressed like Macs. Those are so fun.
Dressed like Mac, what do you mean?
It's just Big Mac, but on a double cheeseburger.
Ah.
Framework.
I'll see what my daughter's store open then.
Oh yeah.
We are in time. Nothing.
Drive-through and all the food deliveries are all going.
No, Burger King, McDonald's, Subway, they're all closed. England.
No, not here.
They were closed really early as well. They tried to stay open, but they couldn't.
Moving on. A good joke to say.
They realized that because of the volume, if there's anyone in the kitchen, you can't. It's not safe.
Vote away.
Because Canada doesn't care as much. A good joke to say while you're tied up in a basement. Oh god. Holy shit! It's Friday already. When is Zed coming? Who's Zed? And Thribis said McDonald's are all closed here. Where are you?
Zed is from Pulp Fiction.
Ah! Yes.
Yeah, they're open here, but we've hit our peak now, though, for Corona. We're actually topped out, and we're starting to lose numbers now, so we've hit our peak. So our quarantine's working.
You've hit your peak if you don't go outside anymore.
Exactly.
If you go outside again, you'll S there again. Oh my god! Stuart got everything. That's good.
That's it for round 2. Let's
Bondage always wins.
Right about what you know.
Right. See, now you've got 2. You got 2 as well. You got 2 good. Deborah says, is it true the UK and Canada cover their cheeseburgers in mayo?
I like mayo on mine, but it's not a thing here really, unless you ask for it.
I think there's chicken and mayo.
Yeah.
It won't be cheese. Cheeseburger.
I put mayo on my quarter pounder with cheese when I order it. So I just like it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put mayo. Right. Oh, we're off this. Oh, okay. So we've got 50 seconds left, guys. Everyone join.
Yeah, and Mr. Pete's channel is right. They put Burger King puts mayo on their Whoppers.
I don't know. It all works so well together.
Yeah.
I don't tend to like sauces in my burgers if I have them at home, but if it's designed with that in mind, it normally bounces itself. So you just eat it as. Like, I wouldn't even remove a gherkin or whatever. I don't like gherkin.
It's round 3.
The Whoppers are really good.
Yeah, actually,
I love pickles on burgers.
Yeah, pickles. That's what it is. I wouldn't eat pickles, but. Right, go. Okay, I'll read it out. Come up with a music group with the word in their name. Balls. Trek Ballsyards. Holly. Okay. My balls are blue. The balls. Flaming balls. Ballless wonders. The balls in the chain. Balls out the music of your lost days. Now you can vote for multiple. Yeah, you can vote for several.
You can go for 3.
That does make it. And also, audience vote can also change this quite a lot. Got 6 seconds. Free. Okay.
Great. Let's see where those medals ended up. Bronze first. Okay. Show me the silver. And finally, gold. Let's sell off those points.
The bronze. Okay. Sorry, Fleetpaw. Few points.
Good job, Sam.
Huh?
Good job, Sam. You got more than I did.
That's the game.
Oh, I did. Oh, I won that one. Wow, really? Cool. I thought it was so random. No one would vote for it. It's either gonna win or be really random. You know? Cool. But
Dan23, yes, I put mayonnaise on my hot dogs.
Oh no. But Stuart, you win by 300 points. Because you got 2 Quickplashes, which is all the audience, well, most of the audience and all the people. Well done.
Very
but
nice.
The top voted by the audience is a cheeseburger, which is a great cheeseburger conversation. But winner is Captain Foley, or Fole, and I came second, which I'm okay with. I'm okay with, because again, it's so random. Like,
it's like captain and commander, first and second.
Yeah.
Who'd have thought?
It's funny because the first game we played, I won. Second, you won, and then Fleetpaw won like 3 in a row or something.
Fleetpaw puts in $2. Cap wins. # Sam drinks.
Already finished. Okay,
yeah.
pre did that. Well, there you go, guys. We finished off our review stream of a clip show by not talking about the clip show. I think that's fair.
This is a palate cleanser to finish out that episode.
And so the plan then is Saturday, sometime earlier, as we will not be this time, not at all the evening.
No.
So if you're in LA, it'll be early morning drinks. We'll be ready. We'll have all season 2. We'll go through our scores again. We'll backtrack and rethink about all the episodes a little bit, go through our highs and lows. I'll tell Stuart his favourite and least favourite based on as we went episodes. And that should be fun. And then you guys will pay for us to get drunk or not. It'll be more fun. Or not. Hopefully Sylvia will join in. The Admiral will be the guest.
She does want to, yes.
She does want to.
Already talked to her about it. She's down for it, yes.
What you... No, you can't do that. But yes, that'd be good. That'd be good. I'll tell you, if you... Doesn't matter. But yeah, that would be good.
And tomorrow, Friday, I might be doing a live in the afternoon, just myself. So you can get some alone Captain Foley time.
Excellent.
So stay tuned for when that is. I'm not sure what time we're doing it. Probably around 3. Maybe. We'll see.
And I guess next week we start season 3.
We do.
Cool. Oh no, we need the pre-live, the other one. Or depending how, well, we'll see. See, it was really fun to do a separate video where we just discuss what we thought the episodes are, and then that was fun. That was just a fun live. We'll see. We'll let you guys know. But yes, definitely sometime next week we'll start season 3, which I think for the most part people say it gets good in season 3, but we've already had some really good ones.
Yeah.
So I think it's fair to say we've dispelled the rumor that TNG is bad season 1 and not good season 2. I think we've dispelled that. I hope you guys will agree as you've joined us.
Ignoring what we just talked about this episode. But 64 of you here, if you haven't liked, please hit like before you leave. And we'd really like to see you again soon for other cool stuff.
Yeah. And hopefully you guys have enjoyed the game. Thanks for playing. Thanks to regulars and not the regulars. Just a little way of giving back, in a sense. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's fine.
All right. So I guess that's it. Final super chat was Fleetport. Makes sense. And then we'll
I think Olivia's gone. Haven't heard from her in a while, so
that's okay. I'm not gonna be annoyed at people not wanting to, watch this one. I think that's fine. All right.
Absolutely.
No. Oh.
Well, FleetPod, $2. Gonna pay on Faith for 100. Love you guys. Thank you, FleetPod. Appreciate that.
We do have 100 now, so you paid correctly. Woo. All right. Thanks so much, guys. We'll see you Saturday, and he'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.